Hi cuties! I hope you guys are doing so well. So today I have another Sweetie Nail Supply haul. Y'all know I cannot resist some beautiful Korean nail products. So I have two boxes of Korean nail supplies that we are going to be opening up and testing out. And I'm super excited because I know there's some beautiful glitter gels in here. But before we get into that, as y'all know, Korean nail supplies are pretty pricey. And although I do like to indulge in some pricier nail supplies sometimes, and I like to show you guys them, I do definitely advocate for the more affordable option. And Beetles is a company that sells really affordable nail supplies on Amazon, perfect for beginners, or if you just want to build your nail collection without breaking the bank. And this video is actually kindly sponsored by Beetles. I'm so excited to be partnered with Beetles for this video to share with you guys their 2024 limited edition Christmas advent calendar. This gorgeous box right here contains 47 different Christmas themed gel polishes and accessories from Beetles. The front of the box opens out like this. This has layers of drawers that come out. Are you actually kidding me? That is so freaking cute. Oh, hold up. There is a layer to this magic that I did not notice. It comes down like an adorable little 3D Christmas pop-up card. So this box is absolutely massive. There's no way that I'm going to be able to fit it in frame while I show you guys what's inside. So I'm just gonna take each one of these little boxes out one by one and we will unbox this bad boy. Here's day one. You get two gel polishes, F016, which is a super traditional Christmas green color, and then F017, which is a super pretty traditional Christmas red color. Day number two, both the top coat and the base gel. Day number three, Pin Cure Light. Ooh, it has a little countdown. That is so nice. Day number four is this nice sturdy metal brush with a liner brush on one side and a dotting tool on the other, a little dusty brush, and a super pretty Christmas edition wooden file. Day number five, a nice cuticle oil. Day number six, again, two different gel polishes, and these ones are both from their liner gel collection. So we've got this really pretty sparkly gold one, and then this super essential basic white liner gel. Ooh, day number seven is making noise. I'm excited. Maybe it's charms. And it is! We've got these super pretty silver and gold bows, and then these gold decals, all with different little Christmas designs. Box number 8, eyelash extensions. They're cluster lashes in the mega volume look. On to the next layer. So day number 9, you get another two gel polishes. So F018, which is another cat eye gel polish, and then F020, which is a glitter gel polish. Day number 10, another two gel polishes. You get F021 and IB072. Day number 11, first off, these adorable Christmas themed 3D embossed nail stickers. And then also two different kinds of French tip stencils. Day number 12, a glitter top coat. I love me some glitter top coats. Day number 13 is another big boy. You actually get pre-painted full cover French tips. I cannot believe we still have 2 layers left and I've already gotten this much stuff. So day number 14, more tips. Just some really cute basic matte almond full cover tips. Day number 15, a cute little, wow, super sturdy like stainless steel set of tweezers. And then also a nice little wax pencil to pick up your nail rhinestones. Day number 16, nail tip holder and display stand. Day number 17, how cute! They are a set of magnets for your cat eye gel polish. I am definitely going to be using this for all of my cat eye designs during the Christmas season. Day number 19, just a super ready to go set of press-on nails. And finally, the last layer, where were we? Day number 19. You get a bottle of the Beetles nail glue for nail tips, which is a super popular one, and a little tube of rhinestone glue gel. Day number 20. It's getting closer to Christmas, so you get 3 gel polishes. So first you've got E960, which is a super pretty glittery red color. Then we've got E961, a very sparkly green color. And finally E959, which is a very pretty silver cat eye gel. Number 21, more charms. So these super pretty silver curved back snowflake charms. There's rhinestones like all over it. They're just so tiny and so sparkly. And then these immaculate little silver and gold charms. Day 22, some more little fun nail art decorations. You get some colorful little pearls, a mixture of different color rhinestones, and some really pretty iridescent fine glitter. Actually, this one looks like that fairy dust glitter that I'm always using. Day 23, more nail tips. This has to be one of my absolute favorite shapes of nail tips ever. They're the extra long almond. And then lastly, day number 24, which is a very pretty pair of eyelash extensions. Wow, honestly, I am so impressed by this Christmas advent calendar compared to last year's. I mean, last year's was nice, I liked it, but this year's, the amount of products that you get, like getting multiple products per day, is really great. I think that this is so much for your money. I think it's definitely worth it. You can really tell that they took the time to curate a really pretty set of products that would work perfectly for Christmas nails. Also, there are going to be some epic deals going on right now through the end of November. Obviously, the Black Friday deals. If you click the link in my description box and spend $1 or more, you get a free mystery gift. This box has definitely got me in the mood to celebrate Christmas. I am so excited. Thank you so much for Beetles for all of the continuous support. Now let's get back into the video. All right, I guess we will start with the smaller box. Okay, so there's only a couple things in this one. First of all, y'all know how I tried out the Canvas Mini collection by Devok, basically like the oil painting gel polishes. This is actually the little palette that they sell as like part of that collection. It looks totally just like your typical painting palette. I wanted to get this because this way I can mix up all my colors in here and squeeze out as much as I need out of the tube and not be worried about the fact that I'm wasting any, because when I'm finished, I can easily just close it back up and they will all be sealed tight in there. It's not like they're going to air dry because gel polishes cannot air dry. They dry by UV light. So this way, this nice black tin box will keep out all the sun and all of the dust. So very excited about that. This way I won't be wasting any of my products because those things are expensive. Next, I got another part of the Canvas collection by Devok. This is a little pot of just the white canvas painting gel. Look at that. If you don't know, the Canvas mini set basically, you know what, let me just grab it. Okay, I better close this before I literally drop the whole thing on my desk because I would totally do that. So this is the Canvas mini set. Little oil painting gels, and it basically only comes with the rainbow colors. So these ones can basically be used to mix up any other color that you would need because you do get the primary colors and a black and a white. But I do find myself using the white a lot in order to mix up different colors or mix up lighter colors or pastel colors, you know what I'm saying? So I figured instead of being afraid of running out of the white all the time before I run out of my other colors, I would just buy this really nice large pot of it. And wow, look at that. It looks so much like oil paint. Like it even separates. Anyway, that's gonna be really handy. And lastly, I got another white zigzag gel. I think that I actually have this white one. Let me check. Yep. I do have the white one already and I swatched it in my last Sweetie Nail Supply haul. So yeah, I really liked the white one and I used it in the design that I did in that video. So I figured that I was probably going to be using it a lot. So I just went ahead and ordered a backup. Alrighty, let's get into this heavy, big bad boy. So this one is definitely going to contain the gel polish collections that I bought, which are kind of the star of the show. Yes, I'm really excited about these ones. Oh, these are so pretty. Okay, so first of all, so pretty. Okay, first gel polish collection that I got is the Popsicle Glitter Collection by Aurora Queen. I've seen so many Korean nail artists use this Aurora Queen glitter gel polish, and y'all know how I feel about glitter already, so I don't even have to tell you, but I love anything with so much glitter. Also, what in the world? This is the best quality swatch stand I've ever seen in my life. Usually you get like just like a paper or a cardboard one. Dude, this one is actually an acrylic stand. What? So then one day when I eventually get to organizing my gel polishes, you just, you know, stick it up there. How cute. Wow, and they're little ice cream cones. What? That's adorable. Okay. Anyway, let's get to the actual gel. Oh, they actually include the actual swatch pieces so that they will look perfect and fit so cute with the little ice cream cones on the swatch stand or plate, whatever you call it. Perfection. Little things like that. It's the little things. Anyway, sorry. All right. So here we have, I noticed some of them are kind of popping out already, but that's fine because I'm about to take them all out right now. This box is like so Barbie. It's just like pink and glittery. I love it. Literally the most beautiful rainbow selection of glitter gels. Okay, you know what? I haven't even actually opened any of them yet. So how about we just do that? Sorry if I'm like a bit all over the place and scatterbrained. The different reflections in this gel, like, are you kidding me? Can you see them like blurred like that? Look how pretty. Beautiful. Like, the thing about these gels is I'm like, why can't I just have that glitter? Like, where do these glitters come from? Let's just go ahead and swatch these. So what I was trying to say before the gel polish just like stunned the life out of me with its beauty, I was trying to say, sorry if I'm a bit like scattered in this video. I mean, like, maybe I'm scattered in literally every single video, but this one might be a little bit more because I woke up at 6 a.m. to go thrifting. So I never wake up that early because I never have to. But yeah, I did it today because the swap meet opens at 7 a.m. and I was like, I want to be there right when they open to get a spot right at the front so I can put my stuff in the car after I've bought some stuff, and I bought some really good stuff and I filmed some of it because y'all told me, at least some of you told me, that you would like to see some thrifting content. Let me tell you, there will be thrifting content, whether you like it or not. But hopefully you like it. Hopefully you watch it. But you know, either way, it's gonna make me really happy just to like film it and put it out there. So there'll probably be just like extra videos that I throw in. So like for those of you who aren't interested in thrifting content at all, like don't worry, there's still gonna be like the regular nail video for that week as well. But you know, I will just throw in a thrift video. Oh my goodness, I literally just spent like 10 minutes trying to peel a corner of this film off because I knew there was a film on it and there was no way I was about to put all my swatches on without taking it off. So wow. Oh yes, it looks so much better now. Usually I use like my little glue dots to stick down my swatches, but I think this time I'm going to try to use a little dollop of nail glue gel or rhinestone glue gel. Oh my goodness. This has to be the cutest swatches I've ever done in my entire life. Wait a second. Let me find something white to put this on top of. I don't know. I don't have much, to be honest, around here in terms of white, but does that help you guys like see the true colors a little bit? Hopefully it helps, but that is so cute. I cannot believe it. Oh. Of course, I'm going to insert some videos of what they look like on my phone camera and also what the glitters look like with a flash, because definitely this camera with all of these lights does not do them justice. You need to see them from all the different angles with all of the different sparkles. These glitters just like touch my heart and soul at its very core. We're just gonna put this right there. So the next and final thing that I got for this haul, it's a pretty short one. I basically really just want to focus on these glitter gels, and then I just happened to buy a couple other things while I was on there as well. So the last glitter gel polishes are these Jam Jam Yogurt Nail 100% sweet and sugar high glitter gels. I literally had these in my cart for like over a month because I was like, oh, I really want those, but do I need to be buying them right now? Realistically, no, but I want them. They make me so happy. So I got them, obviously. I love this little like jam aesthetic. So adorable. Cute. All right. Ooh, I love yogurt nail gel polishes. Such pretty bottles. That literally looks like jam, but with the most insanely beautiful little shimmer glitters in it. Like, that is my favorite kind of glitter, is the one that is super small and shimmery with like rainbow reflections in it. Literal chef's kiss. I know that they are basically all different shades of like red with like a purple thrown in and a white or clear, whatever that one's gonna be. But the thing is I use pink colors so much. So I feel like I will get a lot of use out of just like some really pretty shimmery jelly. Oh my god. I just realized that you call transparent gels jelly, and then these ones are literally like jelly jam themed. What? That's so cute. I am mind blown. Let's just swatch these, shall we? We've got our little swatch card to put our swatches on, but I will be using my own swatch jewels. I get them from AliExpress. Everybody always asks me where I get my swatch jewels from. AliExpress. Oh my goodness. When I tell you that I was literally dying inside as I was swatching these are so freaking pretty. I don't even know what to say other than like these are absolute perfection, and I think that these are actually my favorite gel polishes that I've gotten from Sweetie Nail Supply so far. They are just so pretty. Also, that one that I didn't know if it was going to be a clear or a white is a shimmery milky white, which I'm so glad that it is because it is the most perfect shimmery milky white I have ever seen. Like, I know I will get so much use out of these pinks and the red and the purple. They're just so pretty. So yeah, sorry this is kind of jank. I want to show you on the white background. So here are the two gel polish sets. I am shooketh to my core at how beautiful these are. And if you know me, you are not surprised because I basically expire when I see anything with glitter in it or shimmers. I am literally shaking looking at these. Ugh, I just can't get over how pretty they are. Anyway, how about we actually go do a set of nails with these? How about that? I think we should. Also, I forgot to mention at the beginning, but I am a Sweetie Nail Supply affiliate. So if you'd like to save some money, if you're gonna buy something there, you can use my code ANN10 to get 10% off your entire order. I don't think that it stacks with other discounts, so definitely if there's a better discount available, use that one. But yeah, let's get into the nails. Let's go. Yesterday while I was removing my previous set, I all of a sudden started to feel really sick. I made it to this point where I've removed the other set completely, but I'm feeling a lot better now. And I figured that I would just go ahead and fill in my protective hard gel layer with you guys because as most of you know, I keep a layer of this IBD hard builder gel on my natural nails and I never remove it. Basically, I just fill it in every time. And that just makes it so that I can change my sets out on top a whole bunch. bunch and not do a bunch of damage to my natural nails over and over again by filing them and removing product from them. So I use this, and for my base gel, I use the Yogo Zombie base gel. This one works really well for me. And then just a brush. First thing to do is wipe off all of my nails with some isopropyl alcohol to make sure they're nice and clean. There are some areas where the hard gel did like chip off while I was removing the previous set, or after I had removed the previous set, like while I was just doing things throughout the day, since I didn't fill in the hard gel layer at all yesterday. So like for example, on the thumb, I was like trying to open a keychain and it chipped off, but it's fine because that's why we're gonna refill it. So the first step is to apply the base gel, and I actually don't apply it directly from the bottle. I take some out and put it on my palette, because this way I feel like I have more control over how thin I want the layer of base gel to be. And for this purpose, I really do want the layer of base gel to be super thin, because I don't want to be adding any extra bulk to my nail that the hard gel is already going to be adding. Okay, so now that the base gel is cured, I'm gonna break open my IBD hard gel, which yes, it looks very crusty because I've been using this for longer than I've been making YouTube videos. So I'm gonna take my brush and just dip in and get not too much, sort of like that. And then if you were like actually building a nail, you'd probably want to put a really thin layer and then go in with a big bead and fill it in. But since I'm just doing it like a fill, I just go directly in with the hard gel and kind of just make sure there's a good layer on the whole nail and that everything is even. You definitely want to make sure that the majority of the new product is on the new growth if you have any. Now my hard gel layer is all filled in and they look so much cleaner and nicer. So today is one of the very rare days where I'm actually doing the hard gel right before applying my tips. So I don't actually have to buff the surface of the hard gel or apply an extra base coat or anything like that. I can just take out my tips, which today I'm going to use these like extra long almond full cover tips that I got in the Christmas countdown box. But before I size those out, I'm going to wipe the sticky layer off of the hard gel with some isopropyl alcohol. It just makes it a lot easier to size out the tips and helps prevent dust from getting stuck underneath them. And now that they're no longer sticky, I can just easily size out all of my tips. Let me know if you guys think that these tips are more of a stiletto or an almond shape. I think that they are more of an almond shape because I feel like the tips are a little bit more rounded at the end than I would expect from a stiletto, although it might just be like the style of this tip. These tips are a little bit matte on the inside, so they are kind of like pre-etched, but since my nail bed is a lot longer than that, I am just gonna use my acid-free primer and chemically etch the inside of all of these, just where they're gonna be meeting my natural nail or my hard gel layer, to make sure that they are extra adhered. I've been being a little rough on my nails, just like looking through all of my thrifting finds and stuff. Like when I go to the swap meet, I just have to like, some people just have like tables with mounds of clothing on them, so I'm like sorting through everything. And it would make me really sad if my nail just like popped off while I was doing that. So I want to make sure that they're going to be extra adhered. And then I usually use this Beetles nail glue gel in a squeezy tube to put on my tips, just because I really like how easy it is to apply with the squeezy tube, and I feel like it's a teensy bit thicker of a gel than the one that comes in a bottle, but I haven't used the one that comes in a bottle in a really long time. And since I did get it in the Christmas advent calendar box, I figured that I would try to use it today. So I've just got my gooseneck lamp set up right here so that I can easily flash cure. All right, let's open this up. Yeah, that is pretty thick actually. I don't know if it is as thick as the tube one. I'm gonna apply a layer to the entire area that's gonna go on my natural nail, and then put a little extra down at the bottom, and then put it on and flash cure. Wow, for my first time like doing that in a really long time, I feel like that went very well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that same thing for the rest of them. Now that they're all on, I'm feeling like they might be a little bit more of a stiletto than a almond shape, but I think I'll just file the tips a little bit to make them look a tiny bit more rounded. So I'm just gonna do that with my wooden file, but I'm also first going to take my little mini mandrel and I'm going to file all around the edges of the tips around my cuticles and sidewalls to make sure that there's no spillage of gel, because some gel did overspill on a couple of these and I tried to clip off most of it with my cuticle nipper before it was fully cured, but I do just want to make sure that everything is fleshed out and nice. Also, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I didn't do a very good job of sizing these nails out. The thumb did not fit. It was the largest size, but still didn't really fit my thumb perfectly. So Beetles nail tips I would definitely recommend for people who have a little bit smaller nail beds or just like average size nail beds. I feel like my nail beds might be a tiny bit bigger than average. Also, my nails are a little bit more curved, as well as I do add that hard gel layer on top. And even though the hard gel layer is super thin, still if the tips are a bit flatter and not as curved, it does kind of affect how they fit, which is usually why I opt for full cover tips that are a bit more sculpted and have like a really big dramatic apex. But I do have a couple of tips from Beetles that I really do like, and if you are someone who has a bit of flatter nail beds, I would definitely recommend Beetles nails tips. Not every nail tip works perfectly for everybody's nails. Obviously we all have different nail beds, which is why you just kind of have to experiment with different nail tips on your own and find out which one you prefer for your nail beds, because they're your nail beds and not anyone else's. I don't know why, but I'm kind of having a really hard time envisioning what I want to do for these nails. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. I feel very indecisive. I didn't know if I should go with the Christmas theme and limit myself to like the Christmassy colors, or if I should just use all of the different sparkly glitter colors and then do like a kawaii set. Now that I'm like saying it out loud, if I was to do a Christmas set, I would use the red and the white yogurt gels and then these more blue Aurora Queen glitter gels. Maybe the white to do French tip or candy cane, and then obviously these stickers and these really adorable charms. But now I'm kind of thinking that I have an idea for how I could use these like charms and stickers in one of my next videos. So I think I'm gonna save them for that. And let me put this away. And I think we're gonna do a kawaii set instead, and we will start on the Christmas nails next video. Haha, psych, you thought. Man, I'm so indecisive today. So I am going to do a Christmas set after all. I just think that it will look really cute, and I'm definitely feeling the Christmas vibes today, so let's just do it. This set is definitely going to be a bit more of a freestyle, but then again, which one of my sets like is not a freestyle? I pretty much just come up with most of the designs on the spot anyway, so that's what we're doing today. So first, I'm just gonna put this glittery red one all over my thumb. I'm skipping the base coat today, mostly because we're not really doing any crazy nail art that needs a super smooth surface, and I'm feeling a bit lazy. I'm gonna give that a 60-second cure. And I want the red to be a little darker than this, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a second layer of it. Ah, this red is so pretty. I love it so much. I know this is kind of basic, and I actually think I did it for like my first Christmas set last year as well, but I'm gonna do some candy cane stripes with the white liner gel, and I'm gonna use the new liner brush that I got as well. Definitely gonna take it slow because I am using my opposite hand right now, but I'm just gonna alternate between thicker white stripes and a little bit thinner white stripes. I'm going to take the chance and give this a 60-second cure with this little flash cure lamp. Hopefully it does not wrinkle, but I just want to see how strong this flash curing lamp is, because usually if you try to flash cure white or any super opaque gel colors, they start to wrinkle. So I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend that if you want to cure it, just put it in your full strength lamp for 60 seconds, but we're gonna see if this works. Okay, I'm not noticing any wrinkling yet, so I'm gonna keep an eye on it, and I'm just going to continue the rest of the white stripes. To create the difference between the thickness of the lines, by the way, when I'm doing the thinner line, I'm just making sure to wipe off a lot more of the gel from my brush before I do it, and then I'm also having a much lighter hand. I'm just like lightly touching the brush to my nail and like kind of almost moving my nail more than I'm moving the brush. Since I am using my opposite hand, I'm kind of just trying to put the brush on my nail and then turn my nail and let the brush glide over my nail. And I think it's actually working pretty well, but I am flash curing every single time I do it for 30 whole seconds, and it seems to not be wrinkling. So very happy about that. That took way too long. It took literally so long, and I think if I did anything else to this nail, it would be way too busy and way too much going on. So I'm gonna give this a full 60-second cure in my full big lamp. And then I'm gonna go ahead and top coat it using my Crazy Top standard top coat. This one is also from Sweetie Nail Supply, and it is one of my favorite top coats right now because I feel like it just stays so shiny and glossy. It does have a little bit of a strong gel smell though, I will say that, but nothing too crazy. I actually really love that. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and kind of do almost the same thing on my ring finger, but a little bit different. So I'm gonna start off again with this jelly red color, and I'm just gonna do 2 layers of that. And then this time, before I go in and do the candy cane stripes, I am gonna put on one of these French tip stencils. Oh, I should probably wipe the sticky layer off first. Definitely need to wipe off the sticky layer before I do that because stickers don't like sticky layers, weirdly enough. Now that the sticky layer is gone, I'm going to try my best to center it. I literally had such a good grasp on it before, and then, okay. So now that the sticky layer is gone, I'm going to put this hopefully in the center. Okay, I think that's definitely as centered as I'm going to be able to get it. So that's just gonna have to do. And now I'm going to create the same exact candy cane stripes, but I'm going to do it as a French tip. So I'm only going to be creating the candy cane stripes on the top of the stencil, or like above the stencil. I gave it a full 60-second cure in my big LED UV lamp. So let's see how it came out. Ooh, okay. I think there's little bits of gel that were underneath the sticker, and hopefully they did not cure all the way. So I should just be able to like, there are a couple parts that are a little imperfect, so I'm just going to kind of fix those up off camera really quick. Okay, it doesn't look perfect, but I think it looks better. I ended up just kind of outlining the whole French tip. I think it looks good like that. I definitely think it looks more like a French tip than it did before. So before I top coat it, I'm actually going to put on one of these little cute silver bows right down here. So I think I'm gonna use my Ivy Fix Gel to do that. This one also has a very strong smell. I think I need to open my window. Okay, my window is open. I'm just gonna pick out one of these cute little silver ones. Oh my goodness, so dainty. I'm gonna give it a good dunk. in my IV Fix gel. I want there to be like a layer of rhinestone glue gel on the entire thing because hopefully that will prevent it from corroding or like turning a brassy color. Tarnishing, that's the word. And I'm gonna put it right there. And I'm gonna give it a little flash cure. I do really love these little bows. The only thing is they're not curved, so the edges of them do kind of stick up a tiny bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the rhinestone glue gel in this squeezy tube, and I'm going to try to like fill in the areas that are sticking up a bit, because this way my hair won't get caught in them. And finally, the top coat. Okay, I had to put a big sweater on because it got absolutely freezing in here because it is now nighttime. But for the middle nail, I actually want to try to create a really cute little 3D polar bear with the white zigzag gel. So for the base, I'm going to first use this glittery white color from the yogurt gel collection. I'm gonna only do one coat of this because I don't want the white to be too opaque. And then over that, I'm gonna put a layer of the blue, like really light blue Aurora Queen glitter gel. It might be easier to use a different brush to put it on than the one in the bottle, but we're gonna try this. I do want there to be a lot of glitter. I think someone once told me to use like a sponge to apply glitter gel. Like the sponge would soak up the gel and leave behind the glitter. That sounds like a really good idea actually, but I don't have a sponge readily available and I don't feel like going and looking for one. So now I'm gonna go in with my zigzag gel, and first I'm gonna just try to create a nice little sphere for the polar bear head, and I'm just doing this straight from the tube. The thing that I have like trouble with this zigzag gel is like if I go in to try to fix it and then there's like a little bit of gel that kind of, you know, sticks out like that, it takes absolutely forever for it to level out. So, which is honestly one of the best things about it, but it's also for me one of the most annoying things about it because I'm so impatient and I don't want to wait. So okay, you know what? I think that I'm just going to be happy with that, and I'm going to give it a full cure. And then for the little ears, I'm actually going to use my liner brush. I'm just going to squeeze out a good amount and then get it on my brush if I can. Maybe I squeezed out too much. Okay, got it. And then I'm going to put it here like a little ear. I'm not looking at a reference right now for like what these little polar bears look like, so this might end up really bad because I should probably most definitely be looking at a reference, but I'm not, so oh well. I assume that it shouldn't be too hard, but sometimes like if you mess up the spacing of something like just a little bit, it just looks totally weird. And time to do the little face, so I'm gonna get out my favorite liner gels as of late, which are the D-Gel X Ginny liner gels, also from Sweetie Nail Supply, and I'm gonna use the black one. So I'm just gonna take the other end of my liner brush, which is this convenient little dotting tool, and I'm actually not even going to open this because there's a bunch that spilled out right there, or whatever, some that's on the side, and I really don't need that much, so that should be good. I'm going for really small little eyes that are kind of far apart. I didn't like lift up straight, and so it kind of like dragged a little bit, so I'm gonna redo that. Sometimes you just have to try a lot, okay? And I'm trying. Yes, absolutely perfect. Okay, I'm gonna use this really light pink shimmery one to try to do a little bit of blush. I think that'll be really cute. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to give you guys like a close-up of what this little bear looks like in the end shots, because the little shimmery blush up close is just like the most adorable, magical thing I've ever seen, and I am absolutely obsessed with this little polar bear. So to finish it off, I'm just gonna do a quick top coat. I wish that these little snowflake charms came in different sizes, because then I feel like it would be really cute to put some on my pointer finger, but I just don't know if it would look good to put like a singular snowflake on my pointer finger next to the polar bear. I just like feel like it would not look good. So instead, okay, I think instead what we will do is use these little silver star charms. I think those would be really cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the base of this nail exactly the same as the last nail. So I'm gonna start with the Milky White Yogurt Glitter Gel, and then I'm going to do the blue Aurora Queen glitter on top. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I totally forgot about these cute little stickers. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to keep the pointer finger and the pinky just glittery milky white, and I'm going to put some of these adorable Christmas embossed stickers on them. These are so cute. I love them. Yep, that's absolutely the play. Absolutely. I don't know why, I just like had them on my desk and just thought they were sitting there for no reason. And then finally, time for the final top coat on those last two nails. I don't know if the nails with the stickers kind of match the whole vibe. I feel like this set is kind of just like all over the place with the Christmas theme. Like it's red and white, and then there's like blue and white with the polar bear, and then there's like gingerbread men and mistletoe. So I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of the different Christmas aesthetics just like kind of smushed into one nail set. But you know what? I don't really mind because I think it's cute. Even though they may not be as cohesive as I would have liked, they are definitely still giving Christmas, winter wonderland, and they just make me feel so cozy inside. Like both of these nails just make me feel like I want to go decorate my entire house for Christmas, make some hot chocolate, and snuggle up on the couch with my doggy and watch Elf. But yeah, as you probably noticed throughout this video, I am also in absolutely desperate need of cuticle oil. So let's just do that before I forget. I don't know why my skin is actually so crusty, but it's definitely just because the weather has been so cold and dry. Nice. Anyway, cuties, that is it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot, and I really, really, really appreciate it. I hope that you guys are having the most amazing, cozy holiday season. I can't wait to make more videos celebrating my favorite time of year and holiday with you guys. I hope that you're having the most amazing day, night, week, life. Sleep well if you're going to sleep, cuties. I will hopefully see you in my next one. Bye! Mwah.